Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Market Misfits. Taking a look at the coin market cap today. We saw a slight pullback in Bitcoin, so we're going to be checking out the Bitcoin chart. We're going to be checking out the XRP chart and getting into the technicals, what the impact of an EVM sidechain could have. So we're looking at the fear and greed index right now, and we are into the greed. So just FYI, euphoria is starting to kick in. Bitcoin's currently up 12% 12.5% on 7 days. For XRP, we're up 3% on the week, and we are down on the day. So the not having the EVM sidechain has contributed a lot to the continued downward spiral that's XRP is seeing, because people are moving to developer apps, and not having the EVM sidechain for XRPL has been hindering it in that way. If you're not over here at Market Misfits, come on over to Market Misfits. We're dropping analysis and news daily. So we just dropped a potential long position here on Cardano, and some hot Elon news, as he's possibly going to be facing the SEC in trial or a court hearing. So also taking analysis on several other different things. We're going to be checking out this XDC chart. First, let's take a look at the economic calendar real fast. We really don't have anything for USD today, but we do have inflation data coming in tomorrow. So we're also going to be going over DXY, but let's get into this article and then we'll take a look at the charts. XRP to explode, Ripple partnership, Persist vows to usher in more developers, investors, and banks to XRPL. So right now, the primary focus for XRPL has just been payment systems, and not having a sidechain has caused investors to go into other parts of crypto, because those are the parts that are expanding right now. So as Ripple's in trial, and without the EVM sidechain, we've continued to see investors turn away from Ripple. So let's see what this article says, and we'll take a look at the price action. Ripple's partner Persist has vowed to usher in more demand, user developers, investors, and banks to the XRP ecosystem via much anticipated EVM sidechain. The disclosure came from Persist's CEO Ferran Prat during a recent interview with Tokyo-based prominent XRP community figure Erie. Huge mistake. The XRP ledger is the only one in the top 10 that does not have an EVM layer, making XRPL more isolated. So we see the rest of the cryptocurrency market going up as it has these EVM side chains. A lot of them do have these EVM side chains, and XRPL is the only one that does not. So let's take a look at this video real quick. It's going to be a few minutes, but he basically is breaking down what is happening with this new development.
Hi everyone, I'm Ferran Prat. I'm the CEO of Persist Technology. I'm a computer scientist, and I've been involved in the blockchain space since the last 8 to 9 years now. There is now around 700 EVMs. And I think the only one who doesn't have still the EVM sidechain on the top 10 market cap currencies, it's the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger, it's still layer 1, non-EVM, very focused on payments, which is for me the most important or the best use case on blockchain technology, but still doesn't have this EVM layer, which allows it to connect with the other chains. So this over the time is making XRP ledger being every time a little bit more isolated, every time a little bit more far of the status quo of the industry. And obviously, every time less developers will be joining XRP ledger, because the opportunities of building a business or building a solution XRP ledger are much more limited than if you build it on EVM, where every time is the public, the users, the developers, the market cap, everything, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Almost 90% or more of the talks, the papers, the research are focused on solving things and advancing EVM focused blockchains. So with all these, people, so much people involved and using this technology, I think it's a huge mistake for XRPL to not have at least compatibility with this huge ecosystem. This doesn't mean that XRPL needs to, let behind its focus on payments, because XRPL, it's on top of many, many other blockchains, almost in the top 4, top 5 list, just for being very good on doing payments and for making its own purpose and a specialty, right? But still, this doesn't mean it's not useful to have this part, this layer where also it can connect and be in the status quo of the rest of the industry. So if there is new trends, they can also born and they can also grow on the XRP ledger. Or at the same time, maybe we can find cross applications where we can use the liquidity, the payment solutions, and all the benefits of the XRP ledger, mix it with other functionality that requires EVM compatibility, not only to be possible, but to be deployed faster, right?
So, basically what he's saying is without saying, and so the blockchain is expanding like the internet, and we know that the internet has many different use cases. So, mainly it's for, to find value, to find information and stuff, but it's around a vast majority, and businesses and things like that are being built and have been built on the internet. So the same type of thing is happening on the blockchain, but XRPL does not have the extra layer to where businesses can do that. There's a lot of people that are upset and angry and stuff and wonder why price is not going up while the rest of the current cryptocurrency market is going up. In fact, it's going down on XRP. So this is another major contributing factor besides the lawsuit. XRP lagging behind 2024 standard. During the interview, Pratt expressed dissatisfaction with the current state of the XRP ecosystem. He highlighted that there are roughly 700 EVMs in existence, and the XRPL is most prominent projected lacking EVM support. Pratt underscored that XRPL primarily focuses on payments, which he acknowledged as blockchain technology's most crucial and optimal use case. So since it's most optimal use case, how come the price isn't going up? Well, we've discussed this many times. The United States is like a blood clot, and it's a major blood clot. So it's stopping the flow of liquidity. So yes, they're still doing business around the world, but they need business in America from banks and institutions to increase that liquidity, to increase the utility, and to make the price react. Yet, according to him, the absence of EVM connectivity poses a substantial bottleneck to XRP's growth and interoperability with other chains. In particular, Pratt laminated that XRPL's lack of EVM support has led to its isolation from the industry current standards. He pointed out that fewer developers choose XRPL over time due to limited opportunities for building businesses or solutions on the ledger compared to the EVM compatible platforms. He emphasized that the EVM ecosystem offers a larger community of user base, developer pool, and market capitalization, which continue to expand, contrasting with the more restricted growth potential of XRPL. I think it's a huge mistake for XRPL not to have at least compatible with this huge ecosystem Pratt submitted. Meanwhile, Persist CEO clarified that adopting EVM does not imply that XRPL should relinquish its focus on payments. Instead, he stated that XRPL has established itself within the payment landscape. It should integrate additional utilities to enhance its appeal within the broader crypto ecosystem. So not take away from its focus, but expand its exposure. Based on these premises, Pratt noted that Persist intends to attract numerous builders, users, and investors to XRPL sphere. Per the disclosure, this influx would increase the demand for XRP to execute contracts, as it would involve more users into the ecosystem. Consequently, this increased involvement would generate interest in the features within layer 1 and accessible cross-chain functionality. So by having the EVM sidechains where business could build on it, it would also kind of lead them into using its payment services since they're already there, right? So it's kind of like going to McDonald's and getting a hamburger, and you're going to be drawn to get a drink there, kind of deal as well. It's important noting that although operating as an independent network, the sidechain will utilize XRP as its native token. As the Crypto Basic recently reported, validators on the XRPL EVM sidechain will be compensated in XRP. The goal of these initiatives lies in the increasing adoption of XRP and the broadening the asset's appeal to the public. Okay, so I actually saw this trending over here also on Twitter. So, this is what is in the spotlight today right now and we went over this yesterday. We're going to be taking a look at the charts again today. Let's take a quick look at DXY. So we were looking for a downward trajectory to fill in this fair value gap, this massive fair value gap we have down here. But first we had to go through this support. So we have a support around 103. So we're still looking for this to get filled in. Will the inflation data tomorrow coming through for CPI hit the dollar, causing it to come through and fill in this gap? Only time will tell. So gold is looking like it's more bearish right now. So we have a breaking structure in gold right here. We're not going to cover a lot of gold in this video. We do this in the starting point, but just wanted to kind of take a look at it to give us an idea of a broader macro perspective of the market. So gold is also looking down. The NASDAQ, so we are still just shy of our first target on the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ appears to be going down. So how does this relate to cryptocurrencies? Because most of the time cryptocurrencies are going to follow what these are doing, what the NASDAQ is doing, because the NASDAQ is going to move the opposite direction a lot of the time in the S&P and the Dow as the dollar index. So Bitcoin dominance is back up. So we have a bit of something I see right off the back. We kind of have this channel right here. So is this going to resume trend? So we kind of have this uptrend, and then we have this downward, consolidation right here. Looks like we're about to maybe break out. Let's get these a little bit closer right here. Okay, so we are seeing some volume and some momentum pick up here on Bitcoin. So we just broke structure here. Previously, we were looking at this triangle. Let me see if I can still get it here. So we had this triangle like this, actually. So we had a bit of an equidistant triangle forming here. We bust out the bottom last night, then we came back up and got liquid up here for anybody going short. We wiped out these highs here. Then we had our downward consolidation. All right, we had a downward consolidation right here. Boom, and we just broke that. So we just got a set on the hour, close on the hour above this. So right here, we broke structure on Bitcoin. Also important to note that this last hour was happened pretty fast. This growth happened pretty fast. So we're seeing a fair value gap right here. So we're going to BOS, break a structure, because we broke this high right here with the candle close. Nice flat top on the candle, but here we have this gap right here. You see we haven't retraced. So we're going to put our fair value gap up here. Same thing as what we were looking at for the dollar. We're looking at this maybe to happen here for Bitcoin. So we have our 1 hour fair value gap right here. So this candle body is just solid. So we'll be looking for a retracement to come back down here. Are we just going to be sweeping liquidity going up to 50K, around our 50K mark? We're looking at actually 49 to be more precise, because that's where we've seen most recently the price react over here. Let's take a look out on the 4 hour. And we can see here that around this area, this is why we were targeting 49,000, is because of these spikes right here, the most recent. So this is when the ETF hype was happening, and we saw a big spike up to nearly 50K, and then we went down from there. So here we are again. This is the first time that we're approaching these levels since the ETF hype. So it's going to be interesting to see how this played out. We currently had a position on XDC. Let's check up on that. We're looking for a sign of strength over here on XDC. So we dropped this signal in the group when we got engulfing off of this order block for the first time. But just wanted to highlight that we're riding this trend, and this trend has been notorious for turning price around. And then on the other side of things, this order block. So order block has also been known to turn price around. So we're seeing several rejections here on XDC. We're looking for, said, like a sign of strength, and that would be represented by a big strong candle, just kind of how we saw on Bitcoin. So this would be considered a sign of strength, but we need one like coming up a little bit higher right there. Let's take a look at Casper real fast. So here we are, we're reaching near our third target up here. We're just shy of our third long target, and we just seen the price react on calls fairly, it's got about the same amount of gap that we're seeing on Bitcoin. It's not uncommon to see this over here, as most coins do follow Bitcoin, but we're really not seeing a lot of that with XRP. Let's take a look at the XRP versus Bitcoin chart. So we are approaching our supporting trend down here on the daily, and here is our weekly supporting trend right here. So we're in this descending channel. This is our setup. We're looking to break up bullish out of here. Maybe this will happen when we get down, if we get down to this, to where both of these trends, maybe we see it pop up. We haven't really been going up to this top trend, but we've been staying right here. Maybe we continue to consolidate until we get back here, and we'll be looking for some structure down here along the supporting trend. Let's go out to the weekly and kind of show you where we are here on the bigger picture with XRP versus Bitcoin. This is an important chart to investors because they want to see how XRP is performing against Bitcoin. Here you can see our little channel now that we're zoomed out. So we are coming close to this area to where these trends will be intersecting. So historically, we've seen massive moves off of this trend. So a lot of people selling off XRP right now, with all the developments with the EVM sidechain, and then with the lawsuit happening, maybe we reach a settlement, and then maybe the EVM sidechains all happen around the same time, or maybe we get an ETF. Only time will tell. Let's take a look at the XRP chart. So we recently just lost that position on XRP, but we did re-enter on the break right here. So this is our setup right here. We were looking for an inverse head and shoulders to form right here. We got in on the break, didn't get it, all good. Last week we had an 85% win rate, so we're not rushing back into positions. But when you see this sign of strength coming up out of this downward type consolidation, then definitely it's caught our interest. It also hit this support right here. So we are in again at the break. So we're just going to take these and move these over here, since we're using fixed risk, fixed variables over here on these pairs. So seems to be picking up some momentum here on XRP. Let's go out to the 4-hour time frame. We're going to take a zoom out and take a broader look at the picture here. Let's look at the naked chart actually. So for those of y'all that are new, this right here is a moving cloud. This right here is a moving average cloud, basically, or a ribbon, 50 into 200 moving average. So when you see this crossover from red to green, that represents a golden cross. And when we see it go from green to red, that's a death cross. So it helps sometimes for me to have this up here so that I don't have to, it kind of just fills in the gaps for you as an extra indicator. Primarily we're going off of price action, but it's good to see an extra confirmation when it's right there, very plain to see, to give you that extra confidence in trading. So here we're looking to get maybe another and get our inverse head and shoulders right here at the weekly trend. So here we are. We looked at this yesterday, so we are at the weekly trend. So this is our weekly trend right here. And so we are needing a close above this point right here to complete the pattern. And if this completes on the daily, this could send price. This thing could send price flying, because we've been in this downward spiral now for a while, and a lot of people are really upset, but not having the EVM sidechain, having the not legal clarity for institutions, and then just continuous manipulation and price suppression on top of everything else. Not surprised to see this. And again, every time that this hits this supporting trend investors are buying. I'm not saying buy, I'm not saying buy anything, but you know, people are like, well, why is everyone ditching XRPL? The institutions are ditching XRP. Yeah, they're ditching it to push the price down so that they can grab it down lower. You know, so plus there's also these fundamentals that are going on. So there's plenty of reasons why XRP is going down. We need some strong reasons why to go up. So will these be coming soon with the EVM sidechain? We're just got to wait and see, but it's sounding promising. Actually, we had a position on Cardano. So let's check out Cardano real quick. So here we are on the 4-hour. We actually just dropped this in the group. So we've reached nearly halfway to the take profit. So we're going for a 1 to 2 right here just before we get to this high. And if it makes it up here, then we are going to move stop loss into profit and then let the rest ride out. But that's going to do it for this one, you guys. If y'all have any questions, just come on over to Market Misfits to stay posted, to get more news, more reviews, more signals as the week continues on here. We're just getting it started. We will see y'all on the next one. See ya.